Hello, I'm Pastor Joe, and I want to welcome you to 2 Minute Tuesdays Together, where we are continuing our series on understanding the Bible. You know, for many people, the Bible can be an intimidating book. You know, we try to explain it. There's 66 books in the Bible. There's 39 in the Old Testament. There's 27 in the New Testament. But that can be so confusing to people. And where do you go? Where do you start reading it? But the Bible doesn't have to be intimidating. Now, obviously, the more time you spend reading in the Bible, the better. The more you're going to understand it. The more time you spend studying the Bible, the more you're going to understand it. Well, part of that is, I think, learning how the Bible fits together, how it's put together. And so that's what we're doing in this series. We're trying to break the Bible down into manageable pieces. One of my sayings that I like to use, though my daughter hates it, is one person can eat an elephant one bite at a time. And that's kind of what we're trying to do with the Bible. We're breaking it into manageable pieces, bite-sized pieces, so that we can better understand it. Knowing how it's put together, knowing the divisions of the Bible and different sections of it will be an aid to our understanding. So we're going to continue this exploration today. We're going to be talking about the General Epistles. So let's get 2 minutes on the clock and let's go. So last week we began to talk about the epistles. Last week we talked about the Pauline epistles. Now remember that epistles comes from the Greek word for letter or messages. And epistles, or these letters, were the primary means of written communication. And so last week we looked at the Pauline epistles, 14 books in the New Testament that were written by or attributed to Paul. And so that's what we mean by Pauline epistles. Today we're going to talk about the general epistles. Now, there are 7 books that fall into the general epistle category. And these are James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, and the book of Jude. So you got James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, and Jude. Now, there are several differences between the Pauline epistles and the general epistles. The first one is obvious. The Pauline epistles were written or attributed to Paul. The general epistles are written by a variety of people. And some we know who wrote, some we might not. But they're written by several people. The other thing is Paul's letters, the Pauline epistles, generally were written to specific people, specific churches, or to specific audiences, where the general epistles were written to a general Christian audience. They weren't written to a specific group, but to the general Christians, to people who call themselves believers. Now, in the general epistles, there's kind of 3 broad themes that we'll find: faith, hope, and love. And the purpose of these letters is to encourage each of us in our daily walk of faith. So as you read the general epistles, know that it's there to encourage you in your daily walk. So I hope that you have found this video helpful. I hope it's helped you to think about the general epistles. If you haven't already, go back and watch the other videos in this series. They'll be linked in the description. And be sure you hit like. Share this video with others so that they can learn and grow. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. You can also hit that bell icon and get notified of any new postings. But I look forward to seeing you at the next video.